Hi, I'm Joe Walensky. I'm the program manager for ConveyUX. That's Seattle's annual user experience conference. We've done it 7 years in a row. We're coming up on the 8th year. That's going to be March 3rd, 4th, and 5th in downtown Seattle. We have another great roster of speakers, and I have the fun pleasure of talking to our many presenters. And today I am visiting with Brittney Urich. Hello, Brittney. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm at Blink's Seattle headquarters. Blink's the producer of ConveyUX, and it's kind of a chilly, blustery day, but it looks like it's going to be sunny. Where are you talking to us from?
I am dialing in from a very snowy Denver, Colorado.
All right. Well, winter's hit Denver. It's good to have you in the program, and the best place to start is always hearing a little bit about your background and the types of things that you're involved in for work.
Yeah. So I am a senior experience designer at Ogilvey. I've been there for about 2 years now. And I actually started my career as a content strategist. So I'm an experience design content strategy hybrid. So I sit within Ogilvy's experience design team based out of Denver. And I have had the pleasure of working with a number of clients over the last 2 years on everything from site audits to mobile apps to mobile optimization for their current websites. And one of the things that I love to be able to do is come in and look at things from both a content and design perspective, having both of those lenses on projects. So it's a really interesting way of looking at it, but it's something that I really love.
And we were talking a little bit earlier. I mentioned that I was certainly aware of Ogilvey for advertising, and I should assume that there'd be a UX team in there, but it sounds like it's a pretty good effort within Ogilvey for user experience.
Absolutely. We have researchers, data strategists, designers, content strategists, and user experience writers. So we have a pretty well-rounded user experience team, but it's not something that Ogilvy is traditionally known for, so it's definitely something that people are still getting familiar with. But we've been around for at least 15 years, so it's something that we're really excited about doing, and it's been a lot of fun being on the team.
Well, we'll talk about the workshop that you're going to put on in a minute, but are there any new things going on that you're excited about? Any things that you're noodling around, new ideas?
Yeah, so something I've been really excited about has been chatbots lately. So one of the things that I always say is that good content can either supplement or substitute for a human, but bad content generally calls for human intervention. And I've been really interested to see how that's going to play out with all the creation of new chatbots, whether they're voice assistants or actual chatbots that you're just interacting with on a website and responding to via type. So I'm really interested to see how people continue to play with that space and interact with chatbots, and how we make that experience feel more human, as well as how we make that better overall. How do we think about all of the different possible answers someone could be suggesting as we move forward?
Well, I know when new things come up like this, they're all generally very technology-based, and you have to figure out first how to work with it yourself before you can learn about it. What's been your approach so far in terms of figuring out how the work that you might do could be fit into the world of chatbots?
Yeah, so having a content background, I'm really interested in, what are all the possible answers someone could provide to a chatbot with the chatbot actually understanding it. So pretty much anytime I see one pop up on a website I'm visiting, I'll respond to it and see what it prompts me to do. I actually saw one the other day that a friend had shared with me, and it was for a banking app, and it said, oh, hey, I'm still new, I'm still learning, how can I help you? And she replied with, I got scammed. And the response was, great, how can I help you? So I like to kind of throw it for a loop and see what I'll come back with. But there are so many different possible options, and when we write for chatbots or think about writing for chatbots, we have to, think about everything that someone could be experiencing. So I try to think of what's not the happy path, but what are all of the possible emotions or things that someone could be feeling. So I like to just play around with as many of them as I can get my hands on and see what I can come up with, see what good answers are out there.
Well, at the conference, you're going to be hosting one of our workshops, and those are half-day interactive activities that are included with the all in the one price for ConveyUX. And yours is entitled Integrating Content Thinking into Your Design Workflow. So tell us a little bit about how that's set up and what people can expect to get out of it.
Yeah, so coming from a content strategy background and starting at Ogilvey, one of the first things I noticed was that we do a really good job of integrating content into the design process, but a lot of the clients that we work with haven't thought about that. So we bring a content strategist or a writer onto a project and they're wondering what they're doing there. You know, you're not writing a whole new website, you're supposed to be designing it. But the reality is that, you know, people are coming to your website to actually see the content you have, and that's what they're getting out of it, right? Great design is wonderful, and it creates all sorts of, you know, efficiencies in the process. But at the end of the day, people are coming to your site to see the content that's there and to learn something. So I have been working for the past really year and a half on perfecting that flow. You know, what does that look like for different projects? At what point do we bring writers in? Spoiler, it's at the beginning. But when do we bring writers into the process? You know, how do we integrate them throughout the design process? And then at what points is it best to, you know, break apart and work in your separate disciplines? So the way the workshop is set up, we'll be working with a sample website. So we'll break into groups and we'll have, you know, the ability to go through, read all of the content that exists on that page. We'll determine, you know, what the different business needs and user needs are and how we're actually going to create content that's more efficient for the user, as well as meeting some of those business needs, because at the end of the day, the business needs to convey what they want to convey. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. We're going to be learning about prioritizing information, so you can figure out what kinds of information users need to find and the tasks that they need to complete. And then we'll round it off by prototyping with some content and design. So a lot of times when we think about creating design, we think about sketching, and we just say that we'll plug the content in later on. We're going to do that in tandem, and it's going to feel really awkward, but it's going to be really fun. So I'm really hoping that everyone enjoys it. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I've been trying to figure out really over the last year and a half. So I think it should be a ton of fun. It'll be super hands-on, so I hope everyone is ready to get their hands dirty.
Well, it should be a really valuable activity for that half day, which is going to be on the second morning of our 3-day event. I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me today, and look forward to seeing you when you get to Seattle in March.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brittney.
Thanks, Joe.